Hi folks, this is Ed, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about my garden for this season. So I've already planted quite a few plants here, and all of these are different varieties from Humboldt Seed Company, and I should tell you that I am associated with Humboldt Seeds, so it was very easy for me to get these great clones. And I want to show you a few of them. Well, this is something that they're specializing in now, which are triploids. And that is, instead of having a pair of genes, they have a pair of chromosomes. They have 3 chromosomes. And people, if you don't think that you're familiar with that, think of seedless grapes or seedless watermelons. And those are all from triploid seeds, and they don't accept much pollen, so that they keep the plant, even when there's pollen around, they keep the buds pretty seed free. This is an all gas, and then here's another variety, and this is a super bud, and I happen to be partial to the super buds. This is a train wreck, and you know, train wrecks are pretty large and vigorous plants. And I put the vigorous plants on the end so that they'd have more room to spread out and not have a neighbor on one side. So here we go. This is what new nylon rope looks like, which is what I use for the Wick system. And here, these wicks are many years old, and it just shows how indestructible they are, that once you make them, you're not going to have to replace them. So I wanted to show you what it looks like, what the system looks like. I made 4 holes in the bag. You can see the holes. And then I slipped these ropes through the bag. And can you see the inside of that? They just stay at the very bottom, and then soil is added. And that's your wick system. And let me show you what the wick system does. You can clearly see the wick systems here. They draw water up through capillary action, and that's just like a tissue drawing water up. They draw it right into the container. They're always getting enough water to grow vigorously, but they're not getting overwatered. And it makes life a lot easier. I don't have to water each individual pot. I just look at the tray, see how much water is in the tray, and then add water if needed. No water is needed right now. So that's what the wick system looks like. This nylon wick, you can see it tends to fray at the ends. So if you don't want it to fray, which you don't, you can take a piece of plant wire and wrap it around the end, and that will stop the fraying. The way to cut these would be to take get 2 pieces of wire. I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you, just a short example. So you take 2 pieces of wire. There's the first one. Put it on, wrap it around, and then do that again. This is the second piece that I was trying to. Cut in between. Really simple. So this plant is a Cali Haze. It's a pretty large plant. Now I'm attaching this the tag not to the plant but to the container. It might get lost in the planter. It's hard to look at when the plant gets larger. All kinds of things can happen, and it's not permanently secure. Attaching it to the container handle using packing tape. Very simple. And now it's secured. You can see it. These containers are not totally filled. First, I'm going to put the plant in, and then I'm going to add a little more soil. Using gloved hands so I don't get my nails dirty or get messed up in any way, I just make a hole in here. Put this plant in, and so you notice this is not very scientific. It doesn't have to be, you know. Cannabis is a very tolerant plant, and it likes to grow, and that's why it's adapted to grow all around the world. There we go. Put it around. I would like to show you one more thing before we go. I just want to mention that I'm growing clones that were provided by Humboldt Seed Company, and using soil right here from Royal Gold. This is a really nice potting mix. That's why I chose it. And take a look at it. Has a lot of cocoa fiber in it, some perlite. And I'm wearing Gap jeans, skinnies, and Skechers.